You know how I said actions will always someone's actions will always show you how they feel about you. Um, in the NBA, the actions that show that is the schedule release. Now, the schedule release for the NBA isn't as grand as it is for the NFL. And that is because there's more games, there's not as many meaningful games. There are meaningful games, but not as many. It's just not as much of a spectacle when the NBA releases their schedule than the NFL. They still do things, but not as grand as NFL. But one thing that is uniformly understood is the NBA will tell you how they feel about you when we talk about the schedule release. Let me continue by saying that this is a very important year for the NBA. This is the first year where the NBA is back not only with NBC, but you know that whole streaming model that we were talking about last year that they were going to implement? Well, it starts this year. If you look at it on Sunday, you can get a game every day, right? And every day you have to have either a streaming service or a cable program provider, meaning Sunday, ABC, NBA, and Peacock. On Monday, just Peacock. Tuesday, NBC and Peacock. Wednesday, just ESPN. Thursday, just Prime Video. Friday, Prime Video and ESPN. And on Saturday, Prime Video and ABC. I said this before, and we're going to see this year if I'm correct or if I am wrong. I said that the league is trying to bank on their fans being close to NFL fans in a sense of we have seen, whether that's Amazon Video, whether that's Peacock, whether that's Netflix, we have seen that the NFL fans will go out of their way to watch an NFL game. They will find a way to watch an NFL game because it's on so many different streaming sites, but it's the NFL, and NFL is king in the United States, so they're going to find a way. We're going to see if the NBA is like that as well. Obviously, there's more games and more opportunities, but we'll see. Because, again, this is a lot of bouncing back and forth between ABC, NBC, Peacock, ESPN, and Prime Video. It's like you're bouncing all over the place just to find, not to mention the fact of your favorite team may not be on this, which brings me to the second part of this topic. I said the league will always show you how they feel about you by the schedule. Not just the schedule, but how many nationally televised TV games they have. It is no shocker that the four teams that have the most national televised TV games is the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Golden State Warriors, the New York Knicks, and the Los Angeles Lakers. OKC just won the championship, and they're trying to make history. They're trying to be the first team since the Golden State Warriors to win back-to-back championships. And they're trying to, build a whole dynasty. Golden State, we understand Steph Curry is still a premier player in this league, not just as far as his talent, but ratings-wise, Steph Curry is still him. Steph Curry is still one of the most watched players and one of the most seeked-out players to watch in the league. You got New York, the Knicks. It's the Knicks. The Knicks are the Knicks, and they're always going to be a marquee team. That's out in the third. And you have the Lakers. Lakers have LeBron James and Luka Doncic. No surprise that those four are the teams that have the most nationally televised games. Where it gets a little interesting is, okay, well, Houston has 28. Boston, This is how you know that they don't trust. Boston is always going to have a lot because it's a marquee team in the league, but they don't trust Jaylen Brown as they maybe shouldn't to lead this team because they only got 25. The New York Knicks have more than that. The Minnesota Timberwolves have more nationally televised games than the Boston Celtics. And then you get to the 20, Cleveland has 24, Dallas has 23, the Clippers have 21. But where I want to focus on is Milwaukee with 18. What that is showing you is there's a level to stardom. And sometimes that level to stardom doesn't necessarily mean that your stardom is bigger than your environment. Giannis is one of the best, if not the best player in basketball. If he's not 1 or 2, he's definitely nowhere past 3. But you're showing just how much of a star Giannis is. He can't overcome being on a bad Milwaukee team. First of all, it's in Milwaukee. Second of all, Giannis is the only thing they have on this team. And Kyle Kuzma. Cool. Bro, the fact that the Clippers have more nationally televised games. I am actually surprised, though. Well, no, I'm not. Let me back up. I'm surprised a little bit that the Clippers have more because, injuries. And then that 18 nationally televised games for the Milwaukee Bucks is solely on Giannis, which shows that Giannis is more popular than the Detroit Pistons, who I think is going to be better than the Milwaukee Bucks. It's getting a little better, but, Orlando still only got 14. I do think it's crazy that Memphis is not playing on Martin Luther King Day. That's like the first time in a while. We'll see, man. But if you ever need my eye, I think I just scratched my eye. That show hurts. Ah, man. If you ever need a snapshot of how, where the league, where it's going or how it feels, this is one of the most important seasons that the league has had in a while, just because of the all streaming and going back to NBC and a bunch of new, and they're trying a bunch of things out. And it's also no coincidence that one thing that they have to know is that if we're going to do all these streaming services and we're going to force fans to have to pay a lot of these subscription fees and have them bounce around, we're going to need to put the best players and the most marquee teams on front and center. Oklahoma City, Dynasty possibly, Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, the Lakers, LeBron James, Luka, and New York Knicks with Jalen Brunson. They also have Nikola Jokic has 26 in the Denver Nuggets. Anthony Edwards has 28. Kevin Durant has 28. Even Dallas with Cooper Flagg has 23, and Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs have 22. We'll see. That is the season. We'll see. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.